Hey YouTube, I'm Tall Nerd. Welcome back once again, and today I want to talk about something that, honestly, it bothers me. And I'll explain why in a minute. And that is the proclivity, I suppose you might say, of fandoms, fans, and just people in general to mix up and use interchangeably the terms favorite and best. And let me explain. There's a lot of times, and specifically, I've heard several stories, some recently, some not so recently, about people who, when they say that something is their favorite, they were antagonized about it. You know, had people jumping down their throats. Oh my gosh, how can you like that? How can you think that that's any good? Blah, 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 blah. And there are other people who think, kind of the flip side of that, who think, oh yeah, this thing, it's my favorite. It is, and because it's my favorite, it's the best thing ever. And both of those things bother me. Both of them annoy me a lot. Because they're two different concepts, and I feel like if we as just fans of stuff could use these two terms correctly and not just interchange them all the time, I feel like we would all be just nicer to each other. And I feel like a lot of arguments would just kind of evaporate because they're not actually arguments. We're not arguing about an idea, we're arguing about our terms, about our vocabulary. Let me explain what I'm talking about with an example. So let's talk about two animes, Sword Art Online and Death Note. So both of these animes are pretty popular, okay? SAO came out a few years ago, Death Note before that. Both pretty popular, but there's a difference between them for me, and that is this. I like SAO a lot, and a lot more than Death Note. But Death Note is much better than SAO. The writing, the characters, the story as a whole is better in Death Note than in SAO. There are less, plot holes and things like that. But when I watched Sword Art Online for the first time, I just had so much fun, and I still enjoy myself watching it. I just don't analyze it super deeply. So, yeah, that's the difference to me. If I were making a list of my favorite animes of all time, top 5 favorite animes, I doubt that Death Note would be on that list, just because it creeps me out, and I don't like that uncomfortable feeling. Some people love it, and some people, think that uncomfortable, I know that I'm rooting for the bad guy, but it's so awesome. I know that a lot of people love that and find it really interesting. It's just not my thing. Whereas Sword Art Online, if I was making a top 5 list of, the best written or the best stories in anime or stuff like that, SAO wouldn't be on it, because I can recognize and do recognize that there are a lot of problems, plot holes, whatever else. But it was just fun to watch and a fun experience to have. I had no expectations going into SAO and just enjoyed it. And so I feel like if people would not interchange these, a lot of arguments would evaporate, because I've heard a lot of people who, like I said earlier, you say, oh yeah, I really like this thing, and people jump down your throats. Oh, well, why do you like that? What makes that better than all these other things? It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Back up and hold on. That's not what I said. I didn't say that was the best thing ever. I said that I really like it. It's just my personal taste. And yeah, tastes, your personal tastes, your personal likes and dislikes should to some extent reflect the quality, that's the word, of what you're watching. If you watch something that's absolute garbage, you probably shouldn't enjoy it as much as something that is a masterpiece. But sometimes it'll happen. Sometimes we just watch something and it's like, wow, that was awesome. You think about it later, it's like, yeah, that was really stupid, but I still love it, and it was a lot of fun. And that's kind of my view on this, that we need to stop saying, oh, you're not allowed to like that because that's not good, because, the writing isn't as good, the characters aren't as good, the setting, whatever else, isn't as good as this over here. And on the other side, we need to stop saying, oh, this is my favorite thing ever, so obviously it's the best thing ever. Basically, I guess what I'm getting at is that we all need to be more open. We need to be more open to accepting the idea that maybe just because we like something doesn't make it good or necessarily make it the best. And just because something is the best or really good and really well written and all that, doesn't mean that everyone's going to like it. Everyone is different. Everyone's going to have different likes and dislikes. That's just how humans operate. So I think that if the sooner that people and fans and everybody can just kind of accept that, the world and fandoms will be a happier place, because we can stop arguing and fighting about what is the best thing. Or rather, we can stop the arguments that don't need to be there. That's really what I have to say. So, yeah, if somebody says that they like something, don't jump down their throats about it. I mean, it's their opinion. And yeah, you can maybe say, oh, well, if you really like that, try watching this. It's really good. And try to show them, oh yeah, this is something like that, but of a higher quality, and maybe they'll like that even more. But just don't attack people for their opinions. But at the same time, don't just, use that as an excuse to just block out everything that everyone has to say. I know it's a really difficult middle ground that I'm trying to get at here. I really do understand that. It's hard. And it's going to be tough to do it. It's going to be tough to match. But hey, I think that it's worth it, because I can't be the only one who gets tired of fandom arguments over these dumb things all the time. So that's what I have to say about that. But before I go, I want to give you a quick spotlight. So every time I walk into a comic book store, I try to pick up something new that I know nothing or very little about and just give it a chance, because you never know what you're going to like sometimes. And that's what happened with this. The Unstoppable Wasp #1 from Marvel. It's just fun. You see, it's about not the first Wasp, it's at least the second character to have that name. But she is the daughter of Hank Pym. She's been through a whole Russian brainwashing school type thing. But that doesn't stop her from being one of the most positive, happy, cheerful, friendly characters I've ever seen in any form of media. She's just that kind of person where you meet her and you start talking to her, and just like that, every single time, with everyone she meets, she just develops this great rapport and this great, oh my gosh, that's so cool, that's so amazing, tell me everything about your life. Not because she's just trying to be nice, but she just is that interested in people. And that's really cool. And just, it's a breath of fresh air. And it feels good to just read about her. And her just being positive and wanting to be that positive influence on the world. So I suggest that you pick up The Unstoppable Wasp #1. Check out her story and read about it. All right, that's everything I have for you today. If you liked anything that I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. But hey, even if you don't, until next time, please have a great day.